A lot of people I get a lot of questions from people asking me about possible remedies for insomnia, supplements that'll help you sleep, help you relax, and so on and so forth. I've done a couple of videos, including my personal sleep supplement protocol. I've also discussed various other nutrients and substances that might induce sleep. Today I want to discuss still another substance that's strictly experimental. It's a peptide that has been reputed to be a powerful sleep inducer. Now, what I'm talking about is called DSIP. That stands for Delta Sleep Inducing Peptide. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to repeat what I've done a couple of videos on. If you're familiar with my channel here, if you've seen my past videos, you'll know that I've discussed several types of peptides. Peptides are very, very popular right now among bodybuilders and just general health enthusiasts. They have various purposes. Some are used for promoting fat loss. Some are suggested to help build muscle. Others are brain stimulants. But the one thing they have all in common is that every one of them, they're all experimental drugs. And that's important to keep in mind, because a lot of the research that's been done on these things has been done on animals and in isolated cells. There's literally no human research. None. Now, I will add that the research that has been done on them with, let's say, animals, mice, rats, that type of thing, has been pretty impressive, if I say so myself. But what happens in a rat or a mouse doesn't always translate into human physiology. In fact, 50% of animal studies do not have any basis of use in human physiology. So you have to keep that in mind. Another thing to keep in mind before I discuss the facts about DSIP peptide, or again, Delta Sleep-Inducing Peptide, is that these peptides are being sold by companies. You don't really know much about them. You don't know the quality control. You don't know, when you buy these peptides online, you don't really know if it meets the potency listed. You don't even know if it's the actual substance that's in the vial. And whenever you're injecting something, and a lot of these things being peptides, by the way, are short chains of amino acids that vary in length, but they're short chains. And because of the peptides, most of them have to be injected. There's a couple that can be taken orally, but most of them, including DSIP, have to be injected. And whenever injecting something, you're introducing something in the body. You're bypassing certain protective barriers. You're putting things in the body. Anything can happen. If any of these peptides contain noxious chemicals like heavy metals, lead, cadmium, all these other possible toxins, you're injecting it directly into your body. Now, I do realize a lot of people have taken some of the more popular peptides, such as BPC 157 and TB 500, and so far there hasn't been a lot of side effects reported. But again, you don't know whether you're getting the real thing, especially with those kind of peptides. You have the placebo effect. If you believe a substance is going to work, about 50 to 70% of the time it will work, even though it's not working. In other words, you think it's working, so your body is undergoing changes that makes it appear that the substance in question is providing benefits when in fact it's not. So that could be the case with this stuff. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, because you won't hear a lot of there's dozens, oh my God, there's dozens of videos. The peptides have become so popular that every time I go on YouTube, I see like 10 new videos on peptides, either singular peptides or groups of peptides. I've seen a couple of the so-called doctors. I don't know whether they're real doctors or not, but they're really pushing peptides. A couple of them are chiropractors. One or two of them, they might be medical doctors. But you have to understand, these people sell the peptides to their patients at inflated prices. They have an ulterior motive to push this stuff. In other words, if you get the peptides from them, you're going to be paying a lot more than if you bought it on your own from internet sites that sell the peptides. And again, when you buy it online, you don't know what you're getting, even from the doctors. I doubt whether these doctors actually analyze the peptides. They're getting it from the same sources that you are. They're buying it off the internet and they're selling it you. So you can't really trust the rah-rah stuff. All these, I just, in fact, right before I did this video, I watched a video on peptides by a female doctor, and she was raving about all the this and that. She starts with a disclaimer that they're, like I said, they're experimental drugs, and she's not advising you to take it. But then she talks about how this one's going to burn tremendous amounts of fat, and that one's going to build a tremendous amount of muscle. She's talking out of both sides of her mouth. And just by coincidence, she happens to sell all these peptides. There's a little bit of an ulterior motive there. So with all that in mind, let's talk about, in the next couple of videos, I'll talk about a couple of other, what I call esoteric peptides. In other words, unlike BPC 157, these are peptides that are available online. They're all experimental drugs, but they're not often discussed. The first one, again, is DSIP. It's called sleep-inducing peptide. It was first discovered in the 1970s. It was initially isolated from rabbit brains. And the reason it's called delta sleep-inducing peptide is because it has the ability to induce what they call delta wave activity on an electroencephalogram that measured brain waves, and delta waves are an indicator of deep restorative sleep. So that's why it's called delta sleep-inducing peptide, because it induces delta waves on an ECG. It's been studied for possible ways to modulate sleep cycles. It can reduce stress. It can support hormonal balance, and supposedly it can actually enhance physical recovery by inducing deeper and more restorative sleep. But again, it's according to the FDA, it's only used for research purposes, but it's sold everywhere online. Despite that, and what it is it's called a nanopeptide. It consists of 9 amino acids in a particular sequence. That's called a nanopeptide, 9 amino acids. And what it does, how it works, it modulates certain brain neurotransmitters, particularly GABA aminobutyric acid, also called GABA. GABA is the main inhibitory neurotransmitter of the brain. This is the neurotransmitter that relaxes you and induces sleep. Most of your hypnotic drugs, in other words, sleeping pills, they work by interacting with GABA. A lot of your natural sleep nutrients, such as valerian, lemon balm, several others, also work by modulating or working with GABA receptors. So this stuff, DSIP, also modulate. It works with GABA. It works with another receptor called NMDA. And it also works with the other neurotransmitters like serotonin. So what it does, the main purpose of it is to induce sleep, especially restorative sleep. It's only used by subcutaneous injection right under the skin. Because it's a peptide, it's not available orally. If you took this stuff orally, it would be broken down in the gut into 9 amino acids. It would not be used. It would be useless. The typical dosing range, according to experiments, again, this is not suggested for human use, is 0.1 milligrams to 0.5 milligrams daily. It comes in 5 milligram vials that are reconstituted with 2 millimeters of bacteriostatic water. So it comes to 4 to 20 units per dose, and actually it takes about 2 months to feel the full benefits of it. So again, it works by interacting with what they call GABA A receptors. So those are the same receptors that are targeted by sleeping pills. However, unlike sleeping pills, DSIP does not come with any tolerance or dependency risks that like benzodiazepine, which are drugs commonly used to induce sleep. They unfortunately tend to induce dependency. You can get addicted to them. You don't have to, this stuff you do not get addicted. This is a more natural way of inducing sleep. Also, it interacts with NMDA and AMPA receptors. These are brain receptors that are involved in memory, stress response, and circadian regulation. Circadian regulation refers to the daily rhythms that that control sleep induction, release of hormones, all kinds of things in the body. It's a 24-hour cycle. Now, animal studies have demonstrated that DSIP can increase delta wave slow wave sleep, but it does not suppress rapid eye movement sleep, which because if it did, you would if it depressed REM sleep, you would wake up groggy and feeling crappy. So it does not depress REM sleep, which is a feature for it. So in other words, it enhances your sleep quality, but it doesn't really sedate you like the sleeping pills do. Now, because it enhances delta wave or slow wave sleep, that's when you get your greatest release of growth hormone. Growth hormone is released in the greatest quantity during the first 90 minutes of sleep during what they call slow wave sleep. And this stuff induces slow wave sleep. So as a result, it increases the natural production of growth hormone, and also at the same time it suppresses ACTH or corticotropin, which stimulates cortisol, which that would have a stress relieving effect, and also it also helps you sleep because cortisol tends to cause insomnia. So again, the benefits: improve sleep quality, reducing stress and anxiety, because it enhances anabolic hormone release like GH, growth hormone, IGF-1 during sleep. It might speed up recovery during intense training. It helps protect against neurodegeneration and oxidative stress that's related to the onset of diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. And with sleep deprivation, you often get brain fog and memory deficits. This stuff, because it improves sleep so much, will improve that and help prevent that kind of brain problem. It's very good for treating circadian rhythm disorders that occur in, let's say, shift workers who work all night, people who suffer from jet lag, and it's very good for that. Again, by lowering cortisol, DSIP enhances immune function, so it helps prevent disease. The people that would most benefit from DSIP are people who suffer from chronic insomnia, people under chronic stress, athletes who are looking for enhanced recovery, people working night shifts, people with low growth hormone levels, and people who have trauma-related sleep disruption. So again, it's 5 milligrams per vial. You add 2 milligrams of bacteriostatic or sterile water to the 5 milligram vial. The final concentration is 0.025 milligram per unit. The low dose is 0.1 milligram to 4 units using an insulin syringe. The high dose is 0.5 or 20 units. You inject once daily, 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Take it for about 2 months to notice maximum benefit. It can be used either continuously or in cycles. So, with a 0.1 milligram dose, you'll get 50 doses per vial. If you use a 0.5 milligram dose of 20 units, you'll get 10 doses per vial. Now, what can you expect? In the first week, you'll feel calmer at bedtime, modest effects on increasing sleep onset. By the 6th week, you definitely improve sleep continuity, deeper sleep, more vivid dreams. By the 7th to 10th week, you have enhanced recovery from workouts. So, what else can I say? How does it compare with other sleep peptides? Well, there's one called CMAX or Selank. The sleep induction induced by DSIP is moderate. With CMAX, it's mild. With GABA, the actual gamma, you get a stronger effect, but it's a sedating effect that can make you groggy when you wake up. There's one called CJC 1295 or ipamorelin. That's involved in growth hormone release. DSIP is not habit forming. It improves cognitive effects. CMAX is a little bit more of a nootropic, increasing, let's say, brain power. The recovery is strong with a DSIP. With CMAX, it's mild. And all of these things are research chemicals only. So the long-term safety of DSIP is completely unknown. It's not FDA approved. It should be stored, or it should be refrigerated immediately after reconstituting it with the bacteriostatic water. Stick it in your refrigerator. Don't leave it out. Peptides could degrade very fast, even in room temperature. Use a clean injection technique. Use like an insulin needle. Use an alcohol prep pad. The area you're going to inject, use the prep pad first on the skin to eliminate any possible bacteria. So that's about it. And let me see what else I could say about this stuff. It could be used with other supplements that are synergistic, like magnesium, B complex, possibly ashwagandha, and that's it. So what do people say about it? One guy said, DSAP helped me fall asleep faster without the grogginess of melatonin or trazodone. Another one said, after 4 weeks, I noticed I wasn't waking up at 2 a.m. Gee, that sounds like me. I better try this stuff myself. This was part of my recovery stack after hard workouts, and my heart rate improved. I combined it with ashwagandha to support HPA axis recovery. These are all anecdotal. They don't mean a thing. It's not proof of effectiveness of this stuff. So I think that's about it that covers this stuff. Yeah, I think that really kind of covers the waterfront, so to speak. And I will make an admission here, right, to you guys. This stuff is very intriguing to me because, as I've said in my videos that I did on nutrients to induce sleep and the benefits of sleep, I do have a severe insomnia problem. I've had it for years. I stay out most of the night. I have to take about 7 different things, not drugs, natural herbs and stuff, just to fall asleep. And I would actually love to try this stuff. I admit it. This is something that's almost tailor-made for me. I'm not sure what this stuff costs. I didn't really check it. I know it's available online in various sites. But again, because of the fact that I really don't know, this is just speaking myself, I don't know if I buy this online, I don't really know what I'm getting. I don't know how do I know it's actually DSIP? I don't know. I don't know whether it's contaminated. Unless I'm 100% certain, and I mean 100%, not 90%, not 95%. Unless I'm 100% certain, I would never try this stuff. Because again, it's an experimental drug. And also another thing that bothers me is there's no long-term research, especially human research. No human research at all. Zero. Nothing. So we don't know. Let's say you use this for a couple of years. You don't know what it's going to be do to your brain or whether it's going to cause long-term side effect. That's unknown. So that's what bothers me. Maybe it's completely safe. We don't know. So that's why I don't right away get out my credit card and buy it, because again, I'd love to, if it works like this animal research says, this would be a fantastic drug for anybody who has trouble sleeping. But you buys your ticket, you takes your chances, like the old saying goes. So right now I'm not going to take the chance. If I ever find a source that can absolutely guarantee through lab analysis that this stuff is the genuine article and contains no contaminants, I'll probably try it. I admit it, I'll try it. So that's about it for DSIP. If you want more information on nutrition, exercise science, anti-aging research, ergogenic aids, hormone therapy, supplement science, which ones work, which ones don't. What else? Women's health and fitness. I cover more topics in applied metabolics than any other digital publication by far. And there's no other digital publication that has my years of experience. We're talking over 60 years. I wrote for bodybuilding magazines for over 35 years. I lost count. I don't know how many articles I've had published. I think I'm guessing at about 12,000, 13,000 maybe in the last 35 years. So I'm a professional writer. I know how to write. My articles are not just informative, they're entertaining. They're written in magazine style, so unlike a lot of the other digital publications, which have good information, I'm not saying they have bad information, but unfortunately they're written in a PhD dissertation style. It's very thick, very hard to read, very gonna put you to sleep. In fact, it's probably better than DSIP to put you. Now, look, I'm into science very much, and yet when I read some of these other publications, I feel like falling asleep after 2 paragraphs. If it's putting me to sleep, I could just imagine what it's doing to people that don't have the deep interest in science that I have. So I'll just leave it at that. My publication is aimed at people that want to learn, that want to know off-the-road stuff that you don't find in the typical blogs and in videos. It's extremely in-depth. It's 30 to 40 pages, no ads, just pure information based on current science and my years and years of studying and learning the truth. That's the key. With Applied Metabolics, gives you the unvarnished truth. Very rare these days, because BS is in epidemic proportions now. As I said, you see a lot of these peptide videos. The people doing it are selling peptides. You can't really believe everything they say. They want you to buy their very expensive, overpriced peptides. So be careful is all I can say. So subscribe today. It's appliedmetabolics.com. When you subscribe, send me an email. I'll send you an invitation to join my private Applied Metabolics Facebook page, where each day I post brand new information on nutrition, exercise science, and medicine. I have an email portal on my Applied Metabolics webpage where current subscribers only can send me short questions about anything they read in Applied Metabolics or anything that interests them or they're curious about related to nutrition, exercise, and I will answer their question in appreciation of their subscription. So I think that's about it. Please, if you think my videos are of any use or informative, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. This is completely free. It doesn't cost a penny. I post new information every Tuesday, and by all means, please let others know about the existence of the channel. You'll notice that if you notice, there's no 10% or buy this from this particular company. I'm not associated with any supplement companies, so I'm not getting any kickbacks. You'd be shocked at the amount of kickbacks these people get in some of these videos by pushing certain products. They're making a ton of money, and I admit I envy them in some ways. On the other hand, a lot of them are sacrificing their integrity by pushing products that they know are absolute crap, like green powder, in return for vast amounts of money. I just can't do that. That's not me. I can't. The only way I would endorse a product is if I truly believed in it. These people don't care about that. They'll just take the money and run. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. If you want to have the best friend you'll ever have, go to your local shelter, adopt a dog. They're just fantastic. Thank you for listening.